Hey everybody, it's Taylor. And today I wanted to make a video that is describing the 4 books that really got me into the reader that I am today, starting from 1st grade all the way up to 7th grade, which is really when I became the reader that I am today. So without further ado, let's kind of just get started. The first book that I started when I was in 1st grade was the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I didn't really read the rest of the series. I may have, but I just don't remember it. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is really just that book that I remember in 1st grade where I just read it and fell in love with it. I read it at least 3 times in a row. Like, I'm not kidding. I started it, finished it, closed it, opened it up, went through again, closed it, opened it up, went through it again. It was just so good. And if you've been living under a rock or you just don't know what Narnia is, it is about 4 children that come to the country during World War II because London is being bombed. They are there to be safe, and they meet a professor who lives at this house that they've never met before, actually, which is kind of weird to me, but I guess, he's doing a favor for people. They go through a wardrobe, and they end up in the land of Narnia. There they meet Aslan, who is a lion. Then they meet they meet him later, and then they meet the White Witch, and she is the Queen of Narnia, unofficial queen, but she's the Queen of Narnia, and she created this winter that has lasted 100 years, and these kids are supposed to save Narnia. It's been prophesied that they're going to save Narnia, and it's just a good book. The second book is one that I got in 4th grade when I went to Walt Disney World, and that was The Kingdom Keepers by Ridley Pearson. I talked about this in my last video, and I just needed to bring it up again. 32 times is how many times I've read this book. It's just a quick read. When I was in 4th grade, it wasn't necessarily a quick read, but now I could probably get through it in an hour and a half. This series follows 5 teens, and they become holograms that walk through Disney and guide people around. They're called Disney Host Imaging, Daylight Holograph Imaging, they have the same DHI. Essentially, the characters are trying to defeat the Overtakers, which are the Disney villains that we all know and love-hate relationship have with them. That made no sense, but this series is beginning in Walt Disney World. It goes through the cruise line all the way to Disneyland, which is where the series ends in book 7. This series is just so good. I read this 32 times, which is obviously like a indicator that it was good to me. Maybe you like reading books that you hate 32 times, I don't know. But it's kind of awesome just that this is the original cover that it has, and the rest of the series has different covers. And it's so cool. It still brings back memories when I sniff the book, because it's just so good. There's so many intense pieces. So this book really got me into reading just because it was, first of all, Disney, and I love Disney so much. You can tell because I'm going to Disney to work there. And I loved the characters. I loved how the author created fear and suspense in such a short book and made me love reading. Book 3 on this list is actually the 3rd book in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I read the first 2 and I really liked them, but then this one is really just the one that got me into that series, that threw me into the thick of things and gave me a taste of what's to come, because this one is bigger than the first 2. And I remember reading this one whenever I was at the beach in January, and it was 60 degrees outside, and it was just so warm, and it was just weird because it was January, and normally the beach in the Northwest is really just gross all year round, and it was so warm, and I got to sit outside and read this, and I just couldn't put it down, and I would always pick this one up. If I had the option, I would probably pick this one up and be like, yeah, I'll start this one right here. Of course, I'd start the other ones as well. The 6th one is my favorite of the whole series, but this one is really the one that holds a special place in my heart for being what it is. And if you haven't read the Harry Potter series, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? There's so much in here that just is so great, and you just got it. And you can't make the excuse that you haven't read them because you've seen the movies, because the movies aren't as good as the books. Hands down, they just will never be as good as the books. The last book on this list is Black by Ted Dekker. It's part of a 4-book series called the Circle series. And essentially the cool thing about it is that the first and the last book are interchangeable. You can start the last book and read through the series, or you can start the first book and read through the series. And both ways give you awesome results. This series is about a man named Thomas Hunter who ends up in two worlds at once. Whenever he dreams, he wakes up in Other Earth, and it's a place where good and evil can be seen physically. And then he's in our world, where there's the Rayzone strain, which is ready to destroy the world. It's a disease, and no one knows how to fix it. There's no cure, and Thomas Hunter finds out how to do it in this other world. He starts getting hunted by people in our world because he knows information that he cannot know, because he finds out this information in the other world. This is the first fantasy book that I really got into. Like Harry Potter and Kingdom Keepers and Narnia, they're all fantasy books, but then this is like the first adult fantasy book that I got into. It really started me reading adult books and knowing that adult books can be fun and interesting, rather than being literature that makes you want to like gouge your eyes out because you just have no idea what's going on because the writing is so thick. This writing just flows, and my favorite book in the series is the second book, but this one holds a place in my heart, obviously, because it got me into reading. It actually made me want to be a writer, too. Ted Dekker is the guy that really started me wanting to be a writer, and he's such a fantastic author. He works so hard at what he does, and I've met him a couple times, and I love the guy. So that's all the books that I have for you today, and I hope that you are having a great week. Please tell me in the comments below what 4 books, or what 8 books, or what 100 books got you started reading. What book holds the special place in your heart for getting you to be the reader that you are today? And explain a little bit what about it makes it the one that you like so much. So I hope that you all have a magical week, and see you next time.